help you today, Clive? Is everything we've received and everything promised? All yours. Best of luck out there, Sid.
Clive! Anything catch your eye? Always something in there.
You need anything, you just ask. We might not have your
What will it be today? Godspeed.
Heard the bad news then, did you?
What bad news?
About Dravost. Blackthorn's old haunt. Well, anyway, the mines just down the road from there are spewing out ether.
And the village?
Safe from the flood for now, but they've got other problems. Akashic. Every creature in the area is either turned or on the way to Zoltan and the others are living on borrowed time. Doris sent a few curse breakers to keep an eye on things, but there's only so much a couple of scouts can... If something ain't done soon, the old place...
I won't let that happen.
Didn't think he...
Does Blackthorn know?
I thought it might be better if he didn't. You reckon we should tell him?
No.
Yeah, well... I can't stand about...
How do you split the sea, you reckon?
Then again, why settle for low-born chaff when we've honest-to-goodness royalty right here beneath our roof? If Prince Dion cannot see my love for him, then perhaps the Phoenix will.
How was she?
With Canva in the hands of Akashic, we'll need to find another port.
Don't tell me. You need more bomb.
Oh, no. I'm working on bringing another one. It's got a reverberatory hood over the top for additional let's just say it gets very blimmin' hot. A heck of a lot hotter than anything Blackthorn's got in his forge, that's for certain. Only mithril engines get hotter, and you can't chuck ore in one of them and get metal out the other end. Trouble is, we won't be able to make out of any old rubbish neither. We need the good stuff. And I hear you once helped Helena get her hands on exactly that. Any chance you could help me too?
If it's for the good of the hideaway, I'd be happy to.
Oh, it is.
So,
we've got a couple of examples here.
more fallen material. So this smelter is similar to the mithril engine in more ways than one.
That's right. They're a bit like the thermal helms. Fallen ceramics deal with heat like... And what's more, they're directional, transferring heat from the inside to the outside. But these things, they're all outside. If we line the hood with them, they'll reflect the heat right back into the furnace. We've collected as many as we can, and I know where we can get the rest. Trouble is, they're all watched over by their bigger, uglier cousins.
So you want me to visit some ruins, destroy some echoes, and bring back the spheres they're guarding?
That's it in a nutshell, yeah. We're only 3 short, mind. And we know there's one up Amber Way, in that ruin that they call Lost Plume, and another in the Silent South, over in Dalmecchia. Last one is in the ruins of Advent, which is in the Empire.
All right then. Wish me luck.
Will do. I'll be... Can't say I've ever been to the Silent Sound myself. Nor Advent, for that matter. I've hardly ever been out of the duchy, to tell you the truth. Did get the chance to visit Lost Plume once, though. What a piece of work that place is. Would have stuck around to study the relics more. If half of them hadn't been trying to blimmin' kill me.
Good girl. I'll need to deal with these ones first. Thanks, gal. Now to find this spherical echo. This is it. Right then. Just 2 more to find. Come on.
Yeah!
Thanks, Gal.
The people of Amber might not have been the friendliest sorts. They didn't deserve this. Not that the ether cares. It springs up wherever it likes. Nowadays, that seems to be all over. Mind how you go, Sid. There's a Kashik about.
Damn it. The whole village has turned. That'll do, girl. Good girl. No mistakes. Nice try. Nice try. One to go. Come on. Time to fight. Enough of you, are there? That's all of them. Owen can uncross his toes now. Ready, go? You deserve a rest. This beast isn't to be trifled with. Oh, you're here. August's waiting for you inside. Well, go on then.
So Dravost is still standing. For now, at least.
If you can swing a hammer, you can swing a sword.
I have some things for sale. Here you are. May we meet again.
The brass neck of that girl. Everyone's coming together to fight for their lives, and she hasn't lowered her prices a gill.
Anyone without a blade, come and get one. Sharpest edge in Dravost, guaranteed.
Promise you'll come back to me.
Don't you dare leave me alone.
I promise.
Sid, good to see you. Our scouts are keeping watch on the edges of the Ether Flood. Any movement, you'll be the first to know. Clive! You're here!
And the Akashic?
Mostly off to the north still. But I spoke to Doris's scouts and it turns out things are worse than I thought. Told old Snotty to be ready to seal the north gate. That should buy us some time. Enough for the villagers to barricade themselves inside their...
Well done.
Welcome back. Sid. I'd never have guessed, you know. Who'd have thought that the savior of Dravost would turn out to be the realm's keen to help us out again?
I am.
Thought you could sneak off without me, did you?
Blackthorn.
Oh, what are you doing here?
One of the scouts couldn't keep his voice down. Unlike my best mate who didn't think I deserved to know. Zoltan, how long's it been? Long enough for us two to turn into a pair of old codgers, I see.
Then your idea of an apology?
Don't listen to him. You only did what you thought was best.
But that ain't the whole of it. Vulcan, our master, didn't leave the chiefdom to the two of us. He left it to me. The best blacksmith in Dravost, barring himself. Bloody stupid tradition, in my opinion. If someone's got talent, you should let them practice their craft, not ask them to settle petty feuds and barter for grain. Our master wasted half his life that way. I wasn't about to let...
So you wasted half of mine instead?
You're what Dravost needed. Under me and my precious ideals, this place wouldn't have lasted a year. So I left to devote myself to the work and spare you. I may be a selfish prick, but I own...
What you had to do was your duty!
Even if it meant we all starved?
Enough. This is no time for bickering. You can finish beating each other up once Dravost is safe.
Fine.
Yeah.
Sorry, Clive. I shouldn't have stuck short enough on time as it is. Still, give us a mo, would you? I need to get my head straight before any of them Akashic try to...
Prick or not, I won't abandon Dravost to a swarm of Akashic.
Just say the word. The villagers know to keep out of sight when the fighting starts.
You, ready for the off, then?
We can't afford to waste any more time.
Right you are. Might be worth having one last word with the scouts, though. Don't want any nasty surprises, do we? Oh, and Blackthorn, you and Zoltan might be better off staying inside the...
Akashic on the move.
How close are they?
Within sight of the walls, and there are more coming up from the mine. They'll wash right over us if we stay out in the open. We're...
Good idea. Get yourselves inside, but keep...
Understood.
I'm prepared to fight if I have to.
Well, let's hope you don't. That's that. Once the scouts are inside, order your men to barricade. No heroic last stands, you hear me? No fighting at all if you can help it.
August's right. I've seen what the people here are tough and willing.
I'm going out there. Start work on the gate as soon as I've left. I'll give you as much...
And if they kill you?
You evacuate. But it won't come to that. Take good care of Dravost till I get...
Leave it to me. And...
All right. Which one of you's first?
Too slow.
Is that it? Apparently not. No, the question is, did I miss any?
Man alive! You still in one piece!
I slew as many as I could.
As many as I could, he says. The old bleeding lot, more like it. Well...
Only almost.
Yeah, one or two did try to sneak over the wall. But we got the bastard.
Good. You do know. More will come in time.
In time, yeah. But we can think about them...
Sid! You're even more fearsome than your reputation. Enough to give those Akashic monsters nightmares. I almost felt sorry for the wretched things. But mostly, I felt grateful. Dravost won't forget what you did today.
I'm afraid I've only delayed the inevitable. There's no getting rid of that ether flood. Meaning that any living thing which stumbles into those mines will end up clawing at your walls again.
And that's if the flood don't spread. If it does, well, I hate to say it, but the village's days are numbered.
That may be, but we're staying just the same. With ether floods springing up all over, it's no less safe than anywhere, and more importantly, we'll fortify the gates, and I'll see that they're guarded daily.
All right. Then we'll give you a hand shoring up those...
As for you, Blackthorn, that's twice you've turned up when Dravosh needed you. So...
I shouldn't have stayed away so long. And I shouldn't have left without talking.
Too bloody right you shouldn't. I always envied you. You leaving gave me the perfect excuse, and from that day on I never once stopped to wonder what it would have been like if you'd stayed. But what you said earlier, it was true. You'd have been the death of this place.
Finally, something we can agree on. I hope you see the sense of it eventually.
Alive, perhaps. Wealthy, even, but... Dravosh isn't. Our work used to be the pride of Dum. Now, we churn out the same rubbish day after day, because it's easy. It's not about the craft anymore. I wouldn't send my sons to war wearing the shit most of our smiths are making. I've kept working, honing my skills, trying to lead by example, but no one sees the point. The average castle apprentice has as much passion for the craft as our current lot. Come back to us, Blackthorn. Remind Dravosh what a true master blacksmith looks like. I'll even man those bellows of yours if it means we can work at the same foot.
That's a kind offer. Kinder than I... There's people who trust their lives to my steel.
Farron.
But that doesn't mean I couldn't visit from time to... Let's see if we can't rekindle this town's passion for the craft, shall we?
I'd like that.
Just be sure to tell Snotty to let me in the next time I come calling, yeah?
I never thought I'd see the day.
I'd say that went pretty well, wouldn't you?
Even better than I'd hoped.
Sid, I've got something for you.
And this...
A token of our lasting gratitude. But I'm of a mind to make you a far grander gift. Designs for a certain sword have been passed down from chief to chief for generations.
Now hold on, Zoltan. There's a reason no one's made that blade in centuries. There's not been a craftsman equal to the task. I'll admit your cinders make impressive steel, and I've learned to hone an edge Odin will be proud of. But the engravings on that thing are enough to make a jeweler cry. And they're not just for show, either.
Have you forgotten what brought you back to Dravosh in the first place? A certain ring? I knew I'd never surpass you with a hammer and tongs. So I turned my hand to a different kind of metalwork. Between the two of us, I'd say we're the equal of any master craftsman ever to have graced a forge.
You... Clive, you wouldn't mind if Zoltan came back to the hideaway, would you?
He's more than well, as long as he can keep our secret.
Right. Zoltan, get your tools. We've got a legend to forge.
With a little help from Blackthorn, I don't see why we can't restore Dravosh to its former glory. Barring ether floods, that is.
I'll tell you what, Clive. If we pull this off, it will ruin every other sword you've ever held.
I'll get him back to the hideaway. Don't you worry about that.
The beast was charging at me, and he threw himself in its path.
Thank you for your help, Sid. I don't know if we could have done it without you. But we did, and with hardly a man wounded. Which is well, for we'll be needing all the strength we can to keep the Akashic down.
Would you like to see my wares? Thank you. Here you are. Thank you. Farewell, traveller.
come back.
What do you recommend?
Oh, don't tell me we've run out of papio nuts and all.
We were just about to make a start on that.
It's funny, but none of this would have... You remember Camille? We'll be using his level work. The steel, meanwhile, will be tempered in a fire, burning the cinders you charmed out of old Zolt, and that whetstone from the Outer Isles. That. And the final flourish will be...
A team effort, led by the greatest...
Now, save that talk to the... Right. I'm...
To the bellows...
Well, bugger me. We actually did it.
The sword to end all swords. Ragnarok.
It's quite something.
I, trust you'll do.
Thank you.
So, does this make you pet?
This? Nah. This was just following the footsteps. It'll take more than that to earn us our place in history, but we're up for the challenge.
A list of materials.
Zoltan and I got talking on the long road back from Dravost.
We reckon with those items there, we could craft something even better than the Ragnarok. Something worthy of a legendary outlaw like yourself.
That's a weapon I'd like to see.
I was hoping you'd say that.
One legend at a time, eh, lads? Before you start on the next, who fancies raising a cup to friendship reforged?
Good idea. No more drinking to forget my past. It's about time I had something to celebrate.
Then tap the kegs! Vulcan's boys are on the...
Yeah. The weight of all that shit. Clever girl, that one. I never thought me and Zoltan would ever speak again, and if it hadn't been for you, we wouldn't. You've been a good friend to me, Clive. What do you want? And? Trouble with your gear, or so will it be? Anything else?
No need to thank me for the sword. I'm happy just to be here. You've built a fine home for yourselves, and I can see why Blackthorn's so taken with it. Look after the old bastard for me, will you? I'll be off soon, but next time you're in Dalmekir, be sure to pay me a visit. Snotty'll let you in.
Do you reckon we finally got to the bottom of Blackthorn's troubles then? That'd be something, eh? Though he wouldn't be Blackthorn if he didn't give us the odd scale.
If I painted you black, could you fly me across the lake? Are you even listening?
Oh, what is it? You take care now.
Have you tried Molly's lemon tarts?
Canva lost? It can't be true.
Miss, can we read Miss Editor's story for our lesson today?
What a wonderful idea, Jocelyn. Let's do just that.
With Canva in the hands of a Akashic.
Ah, Sid. Wasn't expecting you back so soon. So?
Good, thankfully. Here.
Ah, that's brilliant! Thanks a blimmin' million! I'll fit 'em to the smelter right away! May I present to you the Telemon Furnace? Ain't bad, is she?
She's a beauty.
You saved my bacon again, Sid, and I ain't about to let your good deed go unrewarded.
It's fine, really. My bag's flexible enough already.
Oh, don't say that. I'm sure I can make a few improvements to it yet.
You could just... Buy me a bigger...
How about that clasp? Looks a bit stiff. Reckon you could loosen it up and make some more room? And I reckon I know how. With a new alloy we've been working on. The Telemon Furnace was just what we needed to perfect it. It's a metal, see? So it's lovely and strong, but it's also, well,
Stretchy metal.
That is the spirit. It will... So, what do you reckon?
It's... Thank you, Owain.
Shh, don't mention it. You earned it. And I wanted to get some practice in using that metal anyway. Reckon we'll have all... Can't think of any right now, but... That's our job, innit? Dreaming up new ways to make life, maybe even out there, too. One day, the whole world's gonna know about the inventions you've helped us put together. That bag of yours will be the first of many.
They'll hardly believe their eyes.
Right then. Let's get back to work. These world-changing inventions ain't gonna invent themselves.
So... You don't need sails or lights?
Come back.
We all know that bearers have a resilience to the ill effects of ether. But don't you find it strange that there are those who, despite being free of magic's burden, can seemingly pass through a flood without consequence? I asked our luresman how this could be. specific families, you see. The Rasfields, the Lesages. So there must be something in those families' blood that provides them with the potential to become vessels for icons. But what about the ones who don't awaken? Could it be that this same potential provides them with something of the same immunity? Your uncle's recent travels with you across the ether-ravaged countryside would certainly suggest so. And yet, what about Gav? Well, in smaller, more isolated populations, bloodlines are less diluted. Hence, Shiva's dominant sometimes awakening in the child of a common northerner. And our scouts not having turned 100 times over. We all know that bearers have a resilience to the ill effects of ether. But don't you find it strange that there are those who, despite being free of magic's burden...
Sid, did you know that chocobos are far more resilient to the effects?
I was wondering when next you'd visit. I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before. There is a rather fascinating excerpt I've been meaning to show you. You wish to study the tomes? You are always welcome, Clive.
Mid said I could ride the Enterprise next.
The stew's awfully thin.
I will not forget this kindness, my lord. I shall go to it. As soon as the...
There's no way of knowing if Doris will confide in me. But I can...
Covered in nicks and lumps.
I suppose you've got quite the tale to tell.
I wonder they can still...
But I'll let you get some nice warm stew in you first, before I go bothering you for the details.
Where are you?
Can I help you, Sid?
I'm looking for Doris. Is she here?
I'm afraid not. She's at Martha's Rest on a job. My job, actually. When she heard what the mission was, she insisted on going herself. Alone.
Did she? What was the mission?
Following up on some new... Once they'd settled in, the bearers you helped liberate in the Dragon's Eyrie were keen to talk about their imprisonment.
The slaver Cole's team were tracking when they were attacked by the Beastmen. I'll go and find her.
If she's not moved on already, yeah.
Why would Doris insist on going alone? Maybe Cole was right to be worried.
I would have gone to Martha's Rest with Doris, but she ordered me to stay behind. And I'm not about to start disobeying orders.
Doris should be somewhere nearby. Assuming she's still here.
The Guardians of the Flame were true friends to the rest. They fought our enemies.
Can't say it wasn't a relief to see the better part of the Guardians finally.
Ah, Clive, I was just about to say, I'd like you to take something to Sir seeds for planting. I'll keep providing them with whatever they... But if these pools going to survive, as of those poor they've lived their whole lives in servitude. Small wonder they ain't got the foggiest how to provide for themselves. And if you're wondering why you... Well, the Wagoneers taking supplies up that way have been coming back with more and more reports of Wade's putting a brave face on it. But I think even he's starting to worry. And if he's likely to share those
All right.
Thanks. Wouldn't ask if I didn't there. That should be enough to keep them in gazelle greens for a few years.
Gazelle greens?
Not the most mouth-watering crop, I'll admit. But they're hardy, they grow fast, and they've better that than something that'll wither away. And chocobos love them too, which is no small thing. When I say all of us need to pull together to get Eastpool back on its feet, they ain't exactly succulent, but cook 'em right, and they're...
I'll take your word for it.
Anyway, Sir Wade'll know what to do with them. And if he'd, I'll go up there and show him my...
I'm sure you will.
Get them gazelle green seeds up to Sir Wade in Eastpool, would you? And while you're there, ask him what the situation is with the Akashic over that way. He might actually tell you the truth.
Ah, Lord Rossfield. What brings you to Eastpool?
A delivery from Martha.
These are gazelle green seeds. Martha's keen to cut the apron strings, then, is she? I jest, of course. You see, I had thought we might be able to revive the old wheat field. But they'd long since gone to seed, only without the seeds.
Martha was hoping he might be able to show the bearers how to plant and tend these, so that they'll be able to fend for themselves.
That's not a bad idea. These bearers had only recently escaped their bonds before we brought them here. They know little of freedom, of providing for themselves and their loved ones. Unless we teach them how to live like free men, I fear that all we have achieved in bringing them here is to exchange one master for another. Not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far, subsisting almost entirely on Martha's. It's about time we all started to provide for ourselves. Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late to focus on much besides bolstering our defenses. There have been alarming reports.
The Horde is closing in. They're coming, so wait, all of them.
Time it all. I thought we'd have more time. Gather the men in the square. Send to the rest for reinforcements.
Yes, Sir Wade.
The Horde.
Akashic. A veritable legion of them. They've been seen prowling around the northern reaches for a while. We don't have the numbers to hold back a swarm that size. I had hoped to build a perimeter wall so that myself and the Guardians might be able to defend.
Now you're out of time.
Precisely. If reinforcements from the rest arrive before they do, we may just scrape through, but I fear that's rather an...
What if you could call on reinforcements from East...
You mean the bearers? We brought them here so they might live, not die.
So wait. You said you lack men to defend the village. Though they may not be trained soldiers like your Guardians, what help they are able to offer could still prove that...
You're right, my lord. I will... My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter, to serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared. And to think we trusted you. Say what you will. A home is not worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for. Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you? Are you going to accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves? Or will you fight like free men and women?
What are you doing?
All right. Give me a sword. I never dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
We all will. Free men and women, fighting together. For Eastpool!
For Eastpool!
Thank you, Martha.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
Well, if it was numbers you were lacking, you certainly won't be now.
Thanks to you.
Me?
All right, Lord Rossfield.
So what's the plan of action?
We'll divide our forces into several small detachments, each made up of guardians, bearers, and guards from the rest. These will position themselves at strategic points around. Upon engaging with the Akashic, each detachment will keep the creatures occupied as best they can.
You're going to lure them into the village?
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded, so injuries must be avoided at all costs. By coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, we will aim to have the swarm converge at a point of with luck. That point will be the village square. The perfect place for and for you and I to fit.
A sound plan, but one that'll require a leader with a cool head and strong. I'd say you have both in abundance, Wade, but you'll be needed. Please, leave the last of the fighting.
Ha! And let you...
Sir Wade!
Then you know what you must... We work together, each shielding the other that no man might fall. For Rosaria.
For Rosaria!
We've no time to argue, my lord.
And I will do as you are.
Suppose we'd better do our bit too, then, eh?
Right you are, Martha.
The calm before the storm. And here it comes. I will not let this village fall.
There's a good boy.
Looks like that's the last of them.
Lord Rossfield! Change of plan!
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's ride and is headed in their direction.
Well, the better half of her guard is here. So wait, how many Akashic remain in East Pool?
Hard to say. My men are still facing some resistance, but I could order a detachment.
No. Let you stay here too, Sir Wade. I'll go after the curl. Join me only when East Pool...
If you're sure, may the Founder protect you.
Next one's mine. I might not know what...
The curl was sighted on Rhiannon's ride back towards Martha's Rest. Founder speed you, my lord.
East Pool will be safe in our hands, my lord. You have my word.
Fly, Ambrosia. With me, Torgal. Back to Eastpool.
Lord Rossfield, the Curl, is it?
It's dead.
Thank the Founder for that. And we were able to eradicate the... I have guardians posted around the village to keep watch for further attack. I hesitate to say it, but...
I think it might...
We saved... Thank you, my friends.
No, Sir Wade. You brought us together. Showed us what it means to...
We never had nothing to call our own before. But now we do.
Forgive us, Sir Wade. But there's no doubt in my... We're free men now. We have to fight to protect...
And we shall. This is our home. And if anyone or anything tries to take it away...
They'll have us to answer to.
Come on then. Let's get to work.
This village isn't gonna rebuild itself.
They're not slaves anymore.
No, your father took pity on the bearer's and I believe if he were still with us today, this is what he...
I believe you might be right.
I shall remain here, my lord. After all, this is my home now too. And I could hardly call myself an Eastpoolian if
I think you'll find it's Eastpudlian, Sir Wade. But you should be proud, or I'll have to pull my weight too. Can't speak of which, I ought to be
Can we continue to count on your support?
Of course. And us Rosarians have got...
Indeed we have.
And Clive, come by the Golden State. I ain't paid you for delivering them.
All right.
Lord Rossfield, do you remember clearing the goblins from the Stillwind marshes?
How could I forget?
There's one sight that I shall never forget. You. Since that day, there have been more than a few times when I felt like giving, when the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy's favor. I thought, but every time I would think back to them to be a shield. Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never...
So Wade, you have always been... I know that Eastpool, and indeed all of...
Thank you. I know the rest of the world will... Thank you again for all you have done for me and mine, my lord. You may rest assured that Eastpool will be safe in my hands. Thanks to you.
I'll build a barricade so sturdy, even a bandit girl. Think my body so close to the end. Time to take the bull by the horns. Nice try.
To me, boy!
Well, the locals will sleep easy without him at their gate.
the bearers taking well to their new home, do you know?
The hero returns. It's lucky you came by. Not only did my seeds get delivered, but...
I just did what I...
And it's only right. Take it before...
Thank you, Martha.
So, East Pool's and a home to free bearers.
Well, it was your idea.
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean. Bearers in charge of themselves, thinking for themselves. Though I suppose the rest ain't much different now. You know, bearers living free like that. Loath as I am to recall that.
I take it you didn't always see eye to...
Well, if you really want to know, I started doing what I do long... In fact, that's how I met him. Or at least how he... He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been buying up bearers. Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Running a hunt, poking around in their innards. It's me, I thought he was a new constable. Thought the game was up. But somehow we both managed to work out what each other was about. And before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it all wrong. Told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. That my bearers were still dying as slaves. Got right under my skin, it did. Told him if he didn't like it, he could bugger off and report me to the garrison. And do you know what he did? He smiled. And then he laughed. And then I did the same. We made a pact that day, that whenever one of us was in need, the other would always be there for him.
And you were?
Well, we both wanted the same thing, to make life better for bearers. Just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? Growing up, I saw how he tried to change. He certainly didn't lack...
Indeed, but the loftier one's ambitions... Which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people like Sid and my father started.
Suppose you're right. And if we don't manage it, the good thing we've got a few half-decent sorts waiting in the way. It's almost enough to give you a little bit of hope. Anyway, enough nattering. Better get back to work. Let's see about making everyone some dinner, shall we? The least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal. And you and me ain't gonna save the world on an empty stomach neither.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
Don't worry, Clive. You went alone in this fight. Whenever you find yourself in need, be it of money, men, or a bowl of hot stew, the stable's door is always open.
Ah, Lord Rossfield. Don't look so surprised. I expect the Burning Quill already told you that the Undying have eyes everywhere, and mine just happened to be here in the rest. I wanted to thank you, my lord, for all you've done for our people. You've rekindled the fire in the heart of every true-born Rosarian, like the Phoenix. The Duchy shall rise again. Not on any map, perhaps, but in us. I wish you the best of luck on your journey, and may the Firebird's flame burn ever in your heart.
The world seems to be changing so fast lately I can hardly keep up. But what I do know is that there's more bad news than good. You can tell that just by looking at people's faces.
Want to know how to tell if the world's going to rack and ruin? Look for busy bladesmiths.
Just because the heavens have gone to rack and ruin, it don't mean we have to.
How do? Thanks very much. Much obliged. There you go. Thanks very much. Take care out there, eh?
I've got greens of all shapes and
Looking for
sizes.
shelter.
Colours too.
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
Oh, 1,000.
It's been a pleasure, Doris.
I'll give your offer some thought.
How goes the investigation?
Sid, what brings you to Martha's Rest?
You. I heard you were out here on your own. Tracking our slaver. I trust you're being careful.
Of course. And it had to be me. The bearers from the Dragon's Eyrie confirmed a long-held suspicion of mine that the slaver we've been tracking is an old... She's no fool. If we'd come in force, she would have spotted us straight away, and then vanished without...
That was her just now, wasn't it? So, was it a fruitful reunion?
I'd say so. She tried to recruit me. Seems her time in Rosaria is coming to an end. She's abducted bearers from across the region and is looking to smuggle them back into Sambrek. After her brush with those beastmen on the road to Northreach, she hired herself an Imperial escort, which she wants me to join. She's dangerous, Sid, but I think I can stop her.
Then I'm going with you. I'll take care of the escort. You can see the bearers to safety.
The Baum Archers, soon to break camp. You go on ahead. I'll follow once I've sent word back to the hideaway. She asked me to join her at the Baum Archers. It's a wonder she still trusts me after everything that happened.